versus everybody. Week 6 is in the books. Obviously, we know we are 100% record in the Premier League, which is good. Bodes well for us moving forward. And then we're right back at it. Liverpool's right back at it. A lot of games. Another midweek game in the Carabao Cup against Chelsea. I've been going back and forth, man, even like days before this game, and just wondering, Mercy, what's up? Just wondering. I've gone back and forth. I've thought, I could stand to see a bunch of changes. Then I thought, I don't want to see too many changes because to me, you know, the saying is this is the easiest route to getting the trophy. And I think that's probably right. I don't want to take any competitions, any games off. And so at the same time, I feel like we have so many ways we can rotate and still not really drop a beat. So I'll get into who I think the starting 11 will be. Let me know who you guys think it is and who you think just is our strongest 11 in general. Because I still haven't been able to figure that out. I mean, I think we know the back four, the front three. Um, Seeing what Shaqiri did in that game against Southampton, which is amazing to me. And I think people are still complaining and wondering why he was sent off, or not sent off, taken off. I think it was obviously a tactical situation, tactical move. Should Mig start? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Klopp's even said, so long as Allison is fit, he'll be playing every game. Now, take that with a grain of salt. It's hard to believe he'll play every single game. And you want Miggs to have some kind of a run in at some point, I'd imagine. But I just don't see Miggs coming in. Would I be upset if he does? No. But I can say that I definitely trust Allison a bit more. I don't. There's not that level of comfort and confidence that I have with Mings as I would with Allison, or as I do with Allison. So we'll have to see. Shaq has just really been that kind of. I said Shaq Army knife, but he's been that kind of like that Swiss Army knife. Just that element of surprise, that extra bit of power, pace, aggressiveness. You could arguably say he was man of the match, especially in that first half, maybe the whole game, because he was in and around everything we did well, and because of him, we got two of the goals. The one goal where he's being aggressive on that left side, puts the ball in ricochets, and they do it on goal. The set piece for Salah that bounces off the post, and Salah gets the punch in. So I mean, he was just amazing. I think, like Klopp said, it was a situation and a formation, the way we were playing that we probably didn't do much in training, which I can't imagine Klopp just throwing a team into something like that. I gotta believe that they had some kind of practice on it. So I didn't really see Southampton getting that much joy against us, but I think the way we were playing, it was a possibility that because of our fullbacks pushing up so high, that they would have gotten some joy uh, with the width. And there was one ball in particular I remember that Redmond put in, beautiful ball, and I think Trent knocked it out. But that's what it is. I don't think it was harsh or anything like that. It seems like it was because Shakiri had come on and done so well, but Klopp would have sat him down and say, "Look, this is why we're making this change. You've been playing amazing. Keep it up. Chelsea's your game. Chelsea's your game to come in and start. Maybe get a full 90 minutes." So I think that's probably the thinking there. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Shakiri might be that dude. Yeah, he might. He might. Shakiri's better than Salah. I said it. Um, yeah, I mean, look, Shakiri had a really, really good 45 minutes, and if that's a sign of anything to come, then wow. So, yeah, I think this has got to be a game that Fab comes in, right? I mean, Fabinho has to come in this game, I think, and we can see what he has going forward. He's gotten some moments here and there, but I think this is a game that he probably should come in and start. I don't want to be too much youth in this game. I think Camacho could come in. Curtis Jones could come in. Other than that, I think we keep it more or less the guys who've been playing. So that's Matip, and I guess I'll go to my starting 11. I think Allison keeps his place. I think this might be a game for Klein. I'm assuming he's fit and probably ready to go. Jason says not football related, but I'm so jealous of your hair. Started losing mine when I had my daughter. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Yeah, it happens, man. Stress, children, life, age, whatever. But thank you, I appreciate that. Robinson started in this time last season, so Fab will probably start. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if that means too much, but that's a good point, Mercy. We'll see what happens. I just think this is a game for Klein to come in if there ever was one. You got to see what he has. He had a decent preseason. I'm not big on Klein, never have been, but defensively he's solid. I don't think he'll offer the same that Trent does going forward, but maybe this is a game you put him in. Matip looked really good last game, I thought. And again, another guy who can come off the bench, and we don't really lose much. Now, again, granted, we played against Southampton, and all due respect to them, that's probably the game that you can do a little bit of experiments with the formation, the 4-2-3-1, flexing that around and being fluid with that. Um, but against a better team, I don't know how well that would have worked. So that was a perfect game, I think, to instill that and see what the guys can do with it. But Matip was amazing. Not just the goal, just defensively. He had some moments there again, probably slightly rusty that he's not been playing with his first team for a while. But I wouldn't mind seeing him again, maybe with Joe Gomez, and then Alberto Moreno on the left. Big game coming up against Chelsea at the weekend, so I'm just trying to keep that in mind as well. Midfield, I think again Fab should start. I think Keita comes in and maybe Hendo. You have Fab at that six, and then have Hendo and I'm sorry, yeah, Fab at the six, having Hendo and Keita, or Hendo at the six and having. Here's the thing with Fab, I think people misunderstand or feel like he's only a six and a destroyer. I think Fab will show us. I've seen it at Monaco, more of a 1-2 guy, can play the six and be that destroyer, but also can get forward, and also can get goals. So it'd be interesting to see. I think it's time for Fab to come in though. So I think Keita comes back in starting, and then you can have your pick between Hendo and Milner. I'm going to go Hendo. We want to get Hendo back into the swing of things. He looked really good, I thought, getting around the pitch against Southampton. So what's up, my man? And then front three, Sturridge for me is a shoe in. I think Robinson started this time. Yeah, okay. Sturridge is a shoe in for me. Comes in. It was really interesting to see against Southampton how the front three was very, very different than we usually have. It was most of the time I saw Salah being kind of that kind of focal point striker with Mane back on the right, where he was so great for us his first season with us, and then Firmino on the left. So that was interesting. I don't know if we'll see that more, or if that was just part of the structure and tactics formation that Klopp wanted to do with that 4-2-3-1. But that was interesting to see. Let me get one of these comments. I really hope Klopp sticks with the 4-2-3-1 for the mid-low table teams. Yeah, I think that's probably something we can look forward to seeing. A little bit more time spent on it in training. But I liked it. I've been talking about that for a long time. I've been wanting to see that. And I think, again, with our fullbacks moving up so high, a lot of times it can leave us a little vulnerable. Whereas that with the 4-3-3, we can have Milner and Genie kind of going back in those sections and those parts of the pitch to kind of cover. So, yeah, mid-table teams, low teams, sure, you probably could do that again. Southampton's a team that you want to, try to experiment with these kind of formations, because it's a game that you probably should win. All due respect to them. So, but yeah, front there, I think Sturridge comes in. I think Shaqiri's got to play. And I think on the left side, probably Mane. I think those front three guys, they can run and play forever. They rarely really get tired. I think it's hard. It would be difficult for me to not accept, but it'd be difficult for me to think that, or to see a situation where two of the front three sit. It's got to be just one, I think. I don't think you can sit two. Definitely can't sit three. And I get Chelsea's coming up, big game, but then again, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think we'll have a strong enough side. This is not Brendan Rodgers. He's not going to play, all 11 changes. You know what I mean? So we'll see some changes. I'm hoping no more than 6 if we have to. But we'll see. We'll see. And like I said, any changes we make should be enough to definitely get a victory against this team. I don't see this as a game where our bubble is burst. I feel like we see this game through. I feel like we stay unblemished all the way to City. Could there be a draw in there somewhere? Sure. But I don't think we lose all the way through the City. I just don't see it happening. And again, with Allison in that goal, with Virgil van Dijk, which, people were mocking and trolling about Van Dijk and his price tag, but no one's talking about that now. If anything, I think he goes for 100 mil now, if not more. I mean, he's worth every penny we paid for him, and you could say it was a steal. Mane was less selfish last game. Salah's turn. Uh, okay, Jason says I can't just get on this selfish Mane wagon. Yeah, I agree with that. Just don't see it. He's an attacker. Some of the decisions are questionable, but selfish, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Salah is more selfish. Both are selfish. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I don't. That's you're entitled to your own opinion, of course, Mercy. But I just don't. I don't see that, man. And I just find it strange that people want to ride on with that narrative. It's a dead narrative. I don't think it's about being selfish. And even if it is, it's not in a way that I think people are saying it is. Like I don't see those guys as selfish players. Now, as attackers, you to a degree, guys are going to be they want to score. They want to help the team. They want to score. They want to be the guy, whatever. But no one talks about the games where these guys are making nice passes and looking for their teammates and making smart decisions. They don't say anything then. It's only the games where they feel like maybe Mane or Salah are making not the best decision in the final third to where they say all of a sudden, okay, they're selfish again. So I just don't see it. I respect your opinion. I think a lot of people probably agree with you, but I don't see the. Do you think Origi or Solanke will come in? Last I heard, they were not. So I don't know. Maybe if they're fit, sure, one of them could come in. And I want the best for both of those guys, but part of me feels like we're taking a step down with those guys, and that's what I'm saying. Like in a game like this, we need to be respecting every competition we're in. I mean, it's obvious. We exist to win trophies, and we need to be winning one. And this, as people have said, which I think is true, is probably one of the easiest routes, if not the easiest. The FA Cup is probably slightly difficult, more difficult. So, and I think Klopp feels that. I think you feel like you got to be trying to get everything. And again, I get it. We got a really difficult stretch of games supposedly um, that people think we probably won't come out of, but um, we got to respect this competition, and you got to, I think, try to go for it. Got to try to go for it. So, um, just excited about the guys, man. I asked the question earlier of what do you guys think our best starting 11 is in general, not for this cup game necessarily, but just in general. What's our best starting 11? For me, it's Allison, of course. That same back four. The midfield is where it gets tricky, and I think that's been the consistent thing. We know the front four, we know the back four, we know the keeper. And for me, I'm gonna say because we haven't seen Fabinho much, I can't really put him in there. I want to see Origi. He did so well 2 seasons ago. That Werner Bremer loan slowed him down a bit. Yeah, perhaps. 2 seasons ago seems so long ago now, though, Jason. But you're right. Maybe I don't really agree. It's not like I want to see him. If we see him, if Klopp feels like he needs to come in, I'm gonna support that. But he's not a guy where I'm thinking, I really want to see what he's got. Um, I'm more eager to see Fabinho and Shaqiri get a full 90. But we may need Solanke and Origi at some point down the season. Hopefully not. Hopefully we don't have too many injuries to do that. But we'll see. What's up, Joey? So for me, our best 11 in general that I'm rocking with to go against anyone starting 11 would have to be we know the keeper, we know the back four. Midfield to me, I'd have to go Genie. He's almost undroppable now in that six. And then I think Keita and Milner. Henderson's been looking good here lately, but I think that's our best midfield. Um, and then front three is Salah, Firmino and Mane. Wolfsburg, yeah, okay, yeah. I think Wolfsburg and Werder Bremen had like similar uniform colors, but yeah, whatever. I knew what you meant, but when you said that, I was going along with it, forgetting that it was Wolfsburg. But when I saw Werder Bremen, I was thinking Wolfsburg. But yeah, that's to me the start the strongest 11 that we have. But then again, it's just hard to say because you see what Shaqiri does in that first half, and could we see him playing more of a starting role at some point in the season? And not just because of injury, just because he's that good. And if anyone's still thinking that we need a Katina replacement, I'm not sure what you're watching, especially not from set pieces. Now we have Shaqiri. I think we knew we had Shaqiri, whether it's corner kicks or set pieces. We got Trent. I mean, we got two really, really good set piece takers. So that's exciting for me. Mercer says, "Do you think Salah will score 20 goals in the Premier League this season?" I, you know, I hate to be on the fence about that, but because to me, I really don't care. I mean, I think he can. Did you say can or will he? Will he? Sure. I think he will score 20. But I'm not really that bothered because to me, if it was a situation like last season where I felt like we needed Salah because he was kind of our main scorer for lots of games, or it felt like that way anyway. Every game you went to, you thought, if I had to make a prediction, Salah would score one of these goals, if not two or three. So I think he can. Will he? I don't know, but I'll say yes because I believe he has it in him. I definitely don't think he's a one season wonder. And I'm glad you brought that up because it's really good that we talk about Salah. And I know for me, it was very, very nice to see him smiling again. And a guy to try that cheeky back heel, that's not a guy who's lacking confidence. So I don't think he's ever dropped. And a lot of people say, "Oh, his confidence levels." I don't think that was the case. I think maybe he was maybe thinking too much, trying too much. wanting to be that guy again. But confidence has never been Salah's issue, in my opinion. So, who's this? Hanny, what's up, man? I don't know if I've ever seen you at the channel. It is a knockout stage, so it is better to go with our best squad. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't know best squad meaning I don't think it'll be our best 11, but I think the best team in a situation that can win the game. I highly doubt we'll see Salah, Mane, Firmino, the same back four. I just don't think that. So we'll see. The Chelsea defense looks atrocious, and it looks like Rudiger got an injury, so he'll be out for a few days, according to Sorry Ball. Um, and so they're probably bringing Cahill, who's been whining about not playing enough minutes. And look, their defense doesn't worry me at all. David Luiz is a guy wouldn't mind getting in Pro Evolution Soccer or FIFA, but in real life, no, he's not a defender. Um, Jason says I think Hendo will start. Genie may be rested. The Premier League game against Chelsea is more important now with Chelsea dropping points over the weekend. Yeah. I think Hendo will probably come in too. Um, this one's a toss-up for me though. Seriously, man, it's hard to really try to guess where Klopp's going to go, but I do think Hendo could play again, should play again, with Fab and Keita, in my opinion. So, and then we'll see what happens in the league against Chelsea. So, good way to just really see, where some of the guys that maybe don't start are at, where Chelsea's at. Window Liquor, what's up? Thanks for the emoji. It's really good to see where Chelsea really is, and I don't know if we'll really get to see that a true test of that until the league game, but we'll still get to see some things. I don't know who is even up to start for them. To be honest, I don't know who Sorry want to go with, but I like to believe that he wants to be a stronger side in the game with the weekend. So, Joey, you're 11 for the game as follows. What you got, man? Um, so yeah, let me know who you guys think should come in. Who you liking? Who do you think Shaqiri deserves to start in this game? Do you want to see him have a full 90 minutes? Is this a game for Fab? Is it a game for Sturridge? Do you think Klein should come in? Do you think Mignolet should come in and play? Let me know some of you guys' thoughts. But yeah, it's just nice to know that, a couple days break and then we get to see Liverpool again. I'm excited about it. Can't wait. Window Liquor says, I'm expecting Shaq to start, to be honest. Yeah, I think he should start. I'm expecting that as well. What competition will Mignolet play in? That's the thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. But I just don't see it coming in at this point. Joey says, whoops. I'm not sure what you're whoopsing about. But yeah, I mean, really, really good sound win against Southampton. Don't really want to be too nitpicky. Obviously, I think everyone saw with their own eyes that we had more chances and probably should have finished them. Do you guys have a feeling of at some point it's going to come back to bite us? I mean, up until this point, we've done enough to shut these games off. Do you think over time, if we continue to squander these chances, because here's the thing, it's not about. There's no question if we've been playing well through these games. We haven't been finishing well, but I think there's two different things. When you play well, it means making these opportunities, these situations, getting these chances. That's playing well. That's moving the ball well. But finishing them, I think, is the next step. Joe Barnes, back four of Klein, Gomez, Matip, Moreno. Yeah, I think that's a good shout. I don't think Lovren's back. There's been some shouts for the young guy who played in the preseason. I can't think of his name. But I think Klein, Gomez, Moreno, and Matip, I think, is a good back four. And a back four that I'm confident with. We know those fullbacks don't offer nearly as much as our starting fullbacks do, but they offer enough. And I think especially Klein defensively could be good. I think whoever's playing that midfield role on the left side with Moreno will probably spend a lot of time trying to cover him because we know he likes to get forward, even though he doesn't offer as much as Robertson or Klein, but he likes to bomb forward with his speed and pace. So I can see that happening. I think the front three will be more efficient with time. It can't be worse. Yeah, I agree, and I'm not even really concerned about that necessarily, Mama. I'm just want to know if you guys think that that's something that over because again, we're still finding ways to win. To win a game with an own goal, a massive header, and a off the crossbar tap in. I mean, it's amazing, and to see us scoring goals from set pieces again. I said it in our last video. It's just really, really good. So we're doing really good defending them, and we're also getting goals from them on the offensive side. So It's amazing. The Southampton game was the first time the game was finished before the 90th minute. Yeah, that's the thing. That second half, I gotta say, was really, really boring, and we pretty much were just coasting the rest of the game. And I'll take it. I don't care. 3-0 at halftime, and it feels like when we score goals early, you can almost pretty much write it as a Liverpool win. We score that first goal. It's like, okay, on to the next game. You know what I mean? Not literally. We don't want the players to have that mentality, but as a supporter, when I'm watching, when we score first, I'm like, okay, we can see this out with this defense now. So, Mommy says, well, if the table is tight at the end of the season, we might regret because of goal difference. Yeah, and that's a good point. That's a good point. So we'll see. That's a good point. Joey says, my 11 for the game: goalkeeper Mignolet, center backs Gomez, Matip, left back Moreno, right back Klein, DM Fabinho, center midfielders Keita, Wijnaldum. Okay, that's actually a decent one too. I like that. I didn't even think about that, but I like that midfield three. Mane on the right, okay, or left. I'm sorry, Shaqiri on the right and Sturridge up front. I like that. I like that starting 11. I'm not worried about the front three at all. That defense is all I need. Yeah, we look like old school AC Milan. Thank you, Jason. Great comment, man. Great comment. I like that. Do we rest Mo? Um, I don't even know so much of I would look at it as a resting, but sure. I think it's just Shakiri has to play in this squad. And if it's a 10 again as a 4-2-3-1, I don't know. I think it'll be a 4-3-3 until Klopp has more time to work on that 4-2-3-1, and then we see how that goes. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he needs rest. But again, I think Klopp definitely has an eye on the Chelsea game at the weekend. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did have him sit, maybe come off the bench. I don't know. I'd have one of Wijnaldum and Milner come off the bench. Okay. Hanny, everybody judged Salah for only goals. Nobody thought that he is a threat on any defense, and his movements help to create spaces. Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point, Hanny. Wonder how long the Ox has left to recover. Yeah, I think that's probably something that we're all thinking. Again, it's nice to not really even be worried about that, really. I mean, I think we all miss Ox and just imagine what he would be in this team. But we're playing so well that personally, I don't. Guys who aren't playing or hurt or are not with the club anymore, I'm only focused on the guys who are playing right now. And that may sound harsh because, obviously I care about Ox, but right now he just can't help us, unfortunately. And so while I look forward to his return, in the meantime, I think we're doing swimmingly without him. So, hopefully speedy recovery for him, and it'd be really, really nice if we can have him at some point at the end of the season. But I think, as they said, we can look to see him probably not play for the rest of the season, which it's unfortunate, but I want him to make sure. I want him to be sure that he's okay to come back. I want him rushed back and get another injury. And we forget Ox has a pretty somewhat serious injury history. I mean, he's been in and out of playing football, even going back to Arsenal. So we'll see what happens. Um, yeah, old school AC Milan. I like that too. Sound, man. You just know the defense is going to keep you in games, and that's what I'm just so happy, man. I mean, obviously you love the way we play, attacking, aggressive, the counter attack. When you lose the ball, we're right on it. I love the fitness levels, but more than all that, the defense is keeping us in games. And if you can't be happy about that, I don't know, man. I don't know. Um, for me, Mo has been great this season. Looked a real threat, but you have to agree he's missing chances he would usually score. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, he missed a lot of chances last season. I keep saying this because I think people are. I get what you're saying, and I appreciate you. And I can appreciate you saying, he's been great. I don't know if he's been great. I think he's been good. I don't think he's been awful. But he missed these chances last season, so I don't really know if you can say they're chances that he would usually score, because he had a plethora of misses last season. I think if he capitalizes on a bigger percentage of the ones that he missed last season, I mean, he probably could have gotten 50 goals. I mean, he was that lethal as far as getting into the right place at the right time. So, great comment. I appreciate the comment, but I don't know if that's true that he's missing chances that he usually would score. Maybe at a certain point in the season, I guess that's what you're saying, but he had quite a few misses as well last season. So, prolific at getting chances. Yeah, that you can't deny. I mean, he definitely can get into the right place at the right time. I don't see Fab starting. Why trust him enough in a knockout cup game, but not enough to get a 20-minute cameo against Southampton? That's a great point. I have nothing to say against that. That's a great point. Um, But I still stand by what I said. I think Fab comes in. Um, Salah is not clinical, but he gets in the right position so many times. And that's the thing I've said. I mean, again, it's easy to love Salah, especially off last season, right? All the goals he scored, the different kind of goals he scored from all different angles, both feet, headers. I mean, showing his strength to get guys off of him. I mean, right. But there's some other parts of his game that you want to see improved. And in this season, it seems like he's being a bit too um, lackadaisical with the rock and letting guys be a little too physical with it. Whereas last year he was bouncing off dudes or pushing dudes off. So again, I don't know if it's the injury thing or whatever, but I also don't think it's a confidence thing. Because again, to try that back heel, that's not a guy who's struggling for confidence. So I'm not worried about Salah. I keep saying it, and I'll keep saying it if I need to. But I'm just not. I'm not concerned with his confidence level or if he's going to get 20. If we win the league this season and he gets 15 goals, do you think I'm going to care? I'm not. Mane is prolific at getting chances as well. He is. Our whole front three is, in my opinion, specifically Salah and Mane. But that's the beautiful thing about it. Every game we're going to get chances. It's really about can we capitalize with them. There's no question of if is Liverpool going to get opportunities. Are they going to get shots on target? We're going to get that. Um, and so it's really about us being clinical and making the right pass at the right time. So that's been slightly frustrating. But again, do I care? I mean, if we're beating teams 3-0 and it doesn't look scintillating, I don't really care. It's about getting a W. We get that. I'm happy. Um, Tough day at work today. I'm exhausted. Got to get some food, spend some time with the family. But I just wanted to come on and just talk to you guys, see what you guys thought about a few things. Quote of the day: "Lackadaisical with the Rock." Yeah, man. He's been real weak. He's been real weak with the Rock sometimes, man. You got to push that rock. But much love to you guys, and I will see you soon. Take it easy.